Actually, what I was doing here was reporting on Channel 6, reporting on Nowata. Sheriff?
How are you today?
Well, I'm fine. The question, of course, is how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay. Did you resign?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Are you fixing to?
The judge has basically court ordered me to bring prisoners back.
Right.
And I said when I ran for Nowata County Sheriff, I will stand up and do the right thing. That is not the right thing. Nothing has been taken care of in that jail. Nothing is fixed. And there's a lot more issues dealing with Judge Carl Gibson that I've already brought to light on Channel 6.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's. Okay.
I mean, I'm supposed to be back in the courtroom at 1. There will be more resignations other than myself.
Okay. As I understand it, others have resigned. Is there anyone that you can tell me has resigned?
That would be up to their...
Okay, that's fine.
I think, I should not speak for the rest of them, but yes, I think you're going to have numerous...
As of right now, do you have a staff?
No.
Okay, that answers my question. All right, well...
I mean, Miss Dee Dee Kearns is actually working the radio for us right now.
Right, saw that.
But everybody else is practically gone.
Okay. Well, I'll get out of your hair, and we'll keep on it. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you heard it from the sheriff. That's where things stand on this Monday morning. Everything kind of fell apart. Monday, the 18th of March 2019. We still have a sheriff as of noon, but may not have after 1 o'clock. We'll have to wait and see. Reporting for, I'm sorry, there's some more television station showing up here. Obviously, Channel 6 is here to air our dirty laundry all over northeastern Oklahoma. And we're here too, but we live here. For KGCT, for Marcus Yersa, and KGCT, the only media in Nowata, normally. This is Doug Buckner. KGCT was in Judge Carl Gibson's courtroom at 1 p.m. and witnessed Judge Gibson directly ask Sheriff Barnett if she had complied with his order to return prisoners to the Nowata County Jail. Sheriff Barnett protested, telling the judge she had resigned at 11 a.m., despite having told KGCT shortly after noon that she had not resigned. Judge Gibson refused to accept her resignation as an answer to his question and entered into the record that he took her response as a no. She had not complied with his order to return prisoners. Judge Gibson set an additional hearing for 9 a.m. Tuesday morning to further resolve this matter.
With deep regret, today I am tendering my resignation letter as your sheriff in Nowata County. This was done at 1100 hours today. I have been informed by Judge Gibson that he is going to mandate me to bring prisoners back to the Nowata County Jail today or be held in contempt of court. I cannot do so in good conscience for the following reasons. The conditions of the jail is such that it does not comply with constitutional standards. The fire alarm system as mandated by the fire marshal is not in place. The cause of the carbon monoxide issue, which required 4 employees to go to the emergency room on 2/28/19, has not been determined. The carbon monoxide level was an 18 when tested by Nowata Fire Department. Lethal level is 20. The wiring for electricity is exposed in shower areas and throughout the jail, and inmates have been actually shocked while taking a shower. The inmates also have access to electrical outlets, which have also shocked inmates. There is mold throughout the jail and the offices, exposing both prisoners and employees to a hazardous condition. The plumbing facilities are improper. The sewer lines were not installed properly, and methane gases on occasion permeate the jail. There was an episode of a snake falling on the head of the prisoner when opening a door in the jail. The jail is inadequately budgeted. We have a bare minimum of staff and is inadequate, and I informed one of the commissioners of this on Monday during the last week of February. I have been trying to work with this community towards solutions. We currently have 14 prisoners being held in Washington County. We just signed a contract for an ankle monitoring system to reduce the number of prisoners being held in Washington County, which could have been reduced by 4. And training was to begin on April 1st for the ankle monitoring system. We are making arrangements for 2 prisoners to be transported to Department of Corrections. This was all being done to reduce costs so we could afford to house our prisoners outside the county until an adequate facility could be found. I have looked at reducing the nighttime booking staff to on-call duty staff to reduce these salary expenses, all to keep this county from going bankrupt. On Thursday, Judge Gibson asked to meet with me and he discussed with me that he felt that Nowata County was going to become a train wreck, indicating a financial train wreck, if we continue to house prisoners elsewhere. He stated to me, let's say you go to Greece for 2 weeks, and when you come back, the jail is open and has passed all inspections and the prisoners are returned. He also stated to me that he felt like he could get my salary up to around $75,000 because in order for me to increase the salary of the employees that work in the sheriff's office. I advised the judge at that time that my salary was dictated by statute. And he also stated that he could put paperwork in place for me that would protect me from all personal liability concerning the jail, which I know he cannot do. I looked straight at the judge and I asked him, are you compromising my integrity? The judge never responded. I continued to visit with the judge a little bit, and I informed him finally that under no circumstances will I shove anything under the carpet concerning Nowata County. And I also stated directly to him, I feel that Nowata County is an extremely corrupt county. When I was elected, I said I would do the right thing. I was hopeful to see change in Nowata County, but now I see without support, it is only continuing to create a dangerous situation. And instead of looking for solutions, many would prefer to hope and pray that nothing will happen. Today, as I leave this office officially at 1100 hours, I too hope and pray that nothing happens, that our prisoners remain safe wherever they are, and that our employees remain safe. But I will not sweep these things under the carpet. I will continue to support Nowata County, but under this environment, it is impossible for me to continue. Thank you.
Sheriff?
Yes.
I did an interview with you a little after noon, and I specifically asked you, Sheriff, have you resigned?
Yes.
To which you replied, no.
Well, I stand corrected because I had already had my paperwork done up at 1100 hours, and with all the commotion going on, I apologize for that if I stated that, because that is incorrect. What I just stated, 1100, is correct.
So you were already resigned.
Yes.
At the time of that
Yes.
interview. Thank you.
And I knew I had to be back upstairs here at 1300.
Right.
All the letters have been given to the commissioners now?
Not all of them. We have a few more deputies en route that will be cleaning their vehicles out and are giving us their paperwork.
How many are resigning? Is it your whole department?
Not everyone. All law enforcement is gone. We had 5 deputies, myself, the undersheriff, the head dispatcher, and also our canine ranger actually resigned and with his paw print, and that's supposed to be funny. And some of the jail staff, most of the jail staff is gone also.
But the judge was saying he's not going to accept your, it's ineffective resignation, I think were the words that he used.
That's his prerogative.
So,
I do not work for the judge. The judge is an elected official. I'm also an elected official. I do not believe that we live in a country where I can be ordered to go to work after I've already tendered my resignation. I've just never heard of such a thing.
So,
Do you think the judge was attempting to bribe you?
I do. I do feel like he did try to bribe me last Thursday. I've already made other officials aware of that last week when he sat in my office, and I related basically what was stated there. I felt like that Nowata County, pardon the expression, is a good old boy county, and that if I would get on board with them, we could rock and roll, things would be good. But I believe in doing the right thing, and I am not going to stand down from doing the right thing.
so his order is he's expecting you to have the prisoners transferred by 9 a.m. tomorrow?
There is no one to transfer their prisoners. You know, and I'm not very knowledgeable here, but I would think if you were an elected official and you felt like your county was in jeopardy, you can always call the National Guard. Why could you not call another agency to see if they'll assist you? I don't understand the problem there.
He did say if there were mass resignations and mass that he would maybe have to take further action.
I believe that's a threat. I do believe he's threatening all of us with contempt of court.
So at this point, you just have to wait until the hearing to see it.
I will continue on as I am.
Are you going to go tomorrow?
I will have to seek advisement from the attorneys I have, which are actually in Salt Lake City right now. So I will have to call them and see what they advise me to do.
Is anybody else within the sheriff's department coming into work, or are they all gone?
They're gone.
If someone calls for help in Nowata County,
Yes.
what, the dispatchers will be there to answer.
Yes.
What will
Miss-
they do?
Dee Dee Kearns is down there answering the phones. They could always call South Coffeyville. They could call OHP. They could call the city of Nowata. They have options. If those entities are willing to help them.
The person answering the phones, is that a dispatcher?
She has been a dispatcher. Yes, she has. She was a supervisor before, but not now.
So is she volunteering?
Yes, she is.
So will dispatch be covered 24/7?
I don't know. I'm no longer the sheriff. I can't answer that, Chris.
You feel like you can be the citizens of the county for that situation?
No and yes. I do not. This is a very unfortunate situation, and it did not have to happen. There were, as you heard the undersheriff state, Mark, come up here. You heard him state he had been working on a way to try to get it where it wasn't so expensive to house prisoners. And actually, I don't have the numbers right in front of me. I know of any jail, I do not know of any jail that really makes money as a jail. So, you know, there were things that if the judge had went to the commissioners and advised them of what he was going to do, it might not have gotten to this situation. But I do not have the personnel, and at 1100, I had my resignation papers done and am in the process of cleaning the office. You may, if you guys have any questions for the undersheriff.
You chose, when did you resign? Did you resign at 1100 today as well?
I
Or?
actually resigned before that because basically I'd come in this morning, this weekend I worked on a plan that we were going to put in place this week that was going to save us about $8,400 a month on top of any other savings we've already got going. I came in, was ordered up here by the judge, and he basically said if I don't get prisoners back over here, I was going to be in contempt and go to jail, and this job is not worth me going to jail. I have a family to take care of. So,
Why is the judge insisting on bringing these people back here?
I don't know. You know, we've still got the issues down there, the black mold. I'm currently being seen for black mold issues. There's an open case on it for workers' compensation, but he's determining that it's safe and that we can move people back in there. But the truth is, it's not. The cause of the carbon monoxide was never discovered, and I have been told by the workers that it could happen again. As soon as we get people back in here and they go to populating this again, it could very well happen again. So how am I in good conscience supposed to put people back in there that I could potentially be putting in there to die? I mean, that's,
What is your conversation with the county commissioners about all this?
the county commissioners that I have talked to, I've only talked to 2 out of the 3, are mad. They knew that we had a solution to this. They knew, I've been on the phone with them this weekend, they knew that this was fixed and not going to be an issue anymore. And they are mad because they knew nothing about this and were not on this. They are furious.
When you say fixed, what do you mean by that?
The judge feels, and I don't know why he feels this, because I don't know where he's getting his statistical data on the financial stuff, but he feels like we're going broke by doing this, when in reality, it's cheaper.
In terms of outsourcing?
Yes, yes. We, just to keep the jail open, we're spending $17,000 a month. For $17,000 a month, I can house up to 21 people somewhere else. So I'm actually saving money by housing somewhere else.
Why do you think this change of heart came about from a judge? Because not a week and a half ago, he was warning a cautionary tale about what happened in Delaware County.
He's been one of our biggest supporters. This was completely blindsided.
We were blindsided.
Can I get your name and spelling, sir?
That's Mark Kirshner.
Scott, if we call, will you send a deputy?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
So what's next with packing up when,
I don't know. I've just been told by a judge that I'm not allowed to go to the knowledge. I'm not sure how that doesn't violate all kinds of laws.
That's
but-
civil rights, especially
civil rights.
because, you know, we do live in a country where we do have freedom and free choice as long as we're not breaking the law. And I don't believe that we are breaking the law at all.
So he was saying, even though you guys have resigned, he didn't consider that effective, and he wants you to still transfer these prisoners by meeting tomorrow.
He's basically saying, I have to tell all the employees that they can't quit. They have to come to work. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. It's a free country. I can't dictate what they do or don't do. So,
Did he explain what, besides contempt of the court, what consequences you guys could be facing for not doing this by tomorrow?
No?
anything you guys want to say to the people who might be watching us saying, hey, we understand why you're doing this, but you're also leaving people who might need help in a lurch right now? What would you say to those people?
Part of your statement's correct, part of it is not, because there are other law enforcement entities in this county. As you heard me state earlier, I have not spoke with them. I don't know if they will assist, but I believe that if they're still up and operational, which they are, that if a citizen of this county needs help, I believe you could get help from OHP, game wardens, possibly South Coffee Mill, possibly the city of Nowata. It's not like there is no law enforcement in the county. That's not true. And also, I've not been a elected public official very long, but I believe if you were really concerned about your county, you in an emergency, I believe you could call in the National Guard. I don't know.
I'll answer anybody's questions. I mean, there's things that weigh heavily on my mind. Certainly, my heart aches for the people in law enforcement here in Nowata County trying to do the right thing. And when Sheriff Barnett was elected, certainly we had some meetings, and I think media was many of you here attended some of those meetings, and that was just a plan to move forward, to develop a partnership, to help the people of Nowata have better law enforcement protection. Certainly we made that decision to help Sheriff Barnett based on a good reputation. I knew she was honest and would do the right thing. Certainly today, I would call it a tragedy that she's tried to move forward, tried to do the right thing. I think most of you have been inside the jail down there, and I think by anybody's judgment, it would be substandard to any living thing to be in there. I don't understand what's behind the drive to reopen that. That's not my call. Never have we, in my 10 years, refused anybody help when we were asked, to come into another adjoining jurisdiction and everything. But I would be very, very hesitant to come to Nowata to do anything until some of these things can be resolved and questions answered. And again, we've entered into conversations with Sheriff Barnett about housing prisoners. Certainly she's trying to do it a better way. I think she's even trying to do it a more efficient, less expensive way. But certainly, we see, as far as the options that I can see that Sheriff Barnett has right now, it would be, follow an order that I wouldn't follow, be arrested, or resign. And she picked one of those. I've never heard anyone told that they couldn't resign. But I guess we just witnessed that today. And, for the people of Nowata, and obviously by the voter turnout, as well as the number of votes that Sheriff Barnett received to become sheriff here, I think it was an overwhelming amount of people in this county support her, and hopefully still will. She didn't turn her back on anybody. She got in here and fought something that certainly needed to be fought with. The tragedy, and we see in these things, when a good person like Sheriff Barnett is taken away, we go back to what she replaced, and I think we can see in just a few weeks how much better this county has been. And it saw a dark time. If maybe somebody's got questions for me, I'm just rambling.
Will you respond to any calls from?
Emory, right now, I don't want to jump into this circus, and I can tell you right now, no. We've got no responsibility up here, and what we just witnessed right here, I don't have any reason to send people up here to put them in harm's way.
And do you think the judge essentially set them up to fail with the order that he gave today? Because even if she did transfer them back, there's now no employees there to...
I'd certainly like to know how she could follow a directive right now. If she was to go up there in a personal car and haul them back here in a stock trailer, I don't know who's going to watch them.
Have you seen anything like this before?
35 plus years of this, I've never witnessed anything like this. And certainly, the victim on this winds up being Sheriff Barnett, Under Sheriff Kirshner, and what are they? They're victims of doing the right thing.
Reporting for KGCT and Marcus Yersa. Hey, the only media in Nowata, usually. This is